Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. Self-regulation seems to be a pretty hot topic in lots of the areas that I go to, early childhood, primary school. And sometimes I think people think it's just this skill that you master and then you got it. Have you lost it lately in a shopping centre or a car park or at your children when they're fighting? Yeah, it's not an easy thing. And the other thing too is it's actually driven by lots of things, not just emotions. And in the other video that I've done, I explore some of the things that can really help our children to develop self-regulation and what things aren't helpful. So if you haven't checked that one out, do it because it's got some really useful tips for you. Don't give them a sugary breakfast, just one of the tips. Okay, so there's 4 different domains. Dr. Stuart Shanker has explored this like really deeply. And he basically says that each of the domains can influence our capacity to be able to manage ourselves, our moods, our emotions, our behaviours. Yeah, so it's way bigger than how we feel. Yeah, the first one's biological, and that's what's going on in the body. The second one is emotional, which we kind of can guess. The third one is cognitive, so sometimes when kids have been learning too much, their brain is overloaded and flooded. Can make you stressed. That's like me when I've been writing too much. And the last 2 are social and pro-social, so it's how children can interact with others or how they interact with themselves. So 5 domains. So if a couple of those are firing off, a child's going to find it, or an adult, find it harder to navigate that space while looking kind of, inverted commas, normal. Now it's really important that we understand that the body's constantly doing its best, right? And I love the work of Dr. Lisa Feldman-Barrett where she's talked about, it's called How Emotions Are Made, but it's way more than that. She talks about the body budget, that really our brain and our body are working together continuously to have the amount of energy to be able to pump blood through our heart, to make blood, get the oxygen into our blood, to be able to digest food, to be able to renew cells, to be able to process learning, to be able to manage. Can you see? It's really busy. And when we've depleted our energy, that can be a trigger for the nervous system that we're now in a state of distress or stress. So dysregulation is a stressful state. Now for some other children, all of those things can come together and actually make them get explosive and volatile, equally dysregulated because their body budget is just blown out. So one of the key messages, as we lead forward to have conversations with your children about when have you struggled with something? And what might have led to that? So if they've got off the bus and they're hungry, and they've had, maybe it's been too hot or they were cold and didn't have a jumper, we talk to them about how their body's been using that energy and that the next thing they need to do is restore it. This is what I want us to recognise. We all need to be restored. Sometimes I suggest parents make a cuppa and go outside and restore yourself. Rebuild that depleted energy system. You can regulate yourself in so many simple ways. And I think it's really important for us to talk about, there are some, like in Dr. Mona Delahooke talks very much about the polyvagal theory, in that there are these zones. You know, the green zone is when I'm really calm and focused, which is number 4 on the arousal state of Stuart Shanker. Calm, focused, alert. We love that place. Can't always get there, right? And then when we get really fired and into a hot space, it's a red zone where we can be really reactive and frustrated and out there. And then there is the blue zone, which means I'm distressed, but I'm shutting down to survive. All of those zones, if you can chat to your kids about those zones, it helps them build awareness around what can they do to shift themselves from there to there. So while I'm, like I said, no child's going to be completely self-regulated all the time, the same as no adult. However, we can cultivate strategies for them to identify what's my body feeling and what could I do right now. Some of them are simple. Have a drink of water. Eat something nutritious. Take some breaths. Go outside and get some warm sunshine on you. All of these can help how that body budget is doing its job in the capacity in terms of self-regulation. And wouldn't it be great if the whole world was full of wonderfully self-regulated humans who make wonderful decisions? Yeah, it'd be fabulous. So please don't have too high an expectation on your children. We're all cultivating those strategies, but please have conversations about it, that there are some things they can do that can help them to manage themselves as they navigate the world, especially away from their safest grown-ups, which is a huge part of being able to be regulated. Am I